Mad Money host Jim Cramer has come out in defense of Tesla's full self-driving. He says we still need it. Is this true? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans and I'm coming to you here from the Gold Coast. I'm about 100 meters away from the beach over there. I'm going to go for a swim again in the morning. Can't wait to get in the water. Now, I actually spent 2 days driving here. Well, actually, it took me 18 hours straight to drive here. It was a long drive, but when I arrived, I turned my computer on and I went, holy smokes. Look how many amazing, positive news stories there are in the tech field, in the EV field. Everything's blown up in the 2 days that I've spent driving. I've missed out. Well, I hope you haven't been missing out. I hope you've been checking out the channel. I hope you've been seeing our 5 or 6 videos every single day, trying to make sure you don't miss out on the important news here at the Electric Viking. So Jim Cramer, you know what, Jim? I think he's got an interesting point here. I'm going to share with you his point, and then I'm going to ask you what you think about what he's saying. So Cramer spoke out in defense of Tesla's full self-driving and the autopilot programs, both of which are obviously designed to eventually make driving safer by allowing vehicles to take over more and more of a human driver's tasks. Now, according to Cramer, such technologies have the potential to save lives since the toll of human driving errors is substantial. Now, I just watched a little interview with Elon Musk where he was saying, well, he's being kind of baited into by the host of getting into an argument about full self-driving and autopilot. The host was saying, it's dangerous, it's causing accidents, and Elon actually said, when people use it, they have less crashes than when they don't. Now, there's some argument about whether or not this is true. People have different opinions on this. Let me know your opinion on what he said below. But it's interesting to consider that, though. Now, Cramer's comments were made following Elon Musk and his youngest child, Baby X's appearance at Time Magazine's Person of the Year event. Now, the Mad Money host noted that while Baby X, I don't know how to pronounce the original name, ridiculous, should have given the kid a normal name. Come on, guys. Come on, Elon. What were you thinking? Anyway, apparently Baby X stole the spotlight several times during his dad's interview. But Musk became quite serious when he talked about Tesla's, particularly its autonomous driving efforts. But the thing I found interesting about what Musk was saying is he said we have a long way to go. So it did seem to be in opposition to some of his other comments about saying it's coming, it's just around, it's in a few months' time we're going to be there. Obviously, he's being more realistic now in terms of saying we've got a lot of work to do. And I personally think there's a few years to go yet before full self-driving will be released. I know there's a lot of skeptics out there that think it's never going to happen, that Tesla will never crack the code. Let me know if you think they will, and if they will, when you think it will happen. Now, Cramer said that Tesla's work in this sphere is important as the world loses a large number of people to traffic accidents every single year, especially in America, where unfortunately in the last couple of years there's actually been more traffic deaths than there was in the past, whereas in Europe there's been less traffic deaths. Now, this is what Jim actually said. We've lost millions of people to car accidents around the world over the last few years. Yet this is somehow never part of the discourse around autonomous driving. Every time there's an autonomous driving accident of any kind, the press treats it like it's the end of the world. He's correct. The press do that, of course, because if it's Tesla and it bleeds and it leads, unbelievable. The kind of clickbait, the kind of articles that the mainstream media puts out, they know if it's Tesla and there's anything even remotely sensational, it's going to sell. Boy, is it going to sell. So that's what they do. They kind of over-exaggerate things. But if other car companies have an issue while they're, say their driving systems are in operation, and other car companies do have them, we just don't talk about that, and then the press doesn't really report on that because it doesn't really interest anyone. Now, this is what Cramer had to say. The first point he made was about the notion of autonomous driving. He thinks it's just a matter of time before we realize that an AI-driven car is much safer than a human, because machines don't get drunk and they do not drive when they're half asleep. I admit I did that a little bit driving up here in 18 hours. So yeah, it probably would have been safer having a computer driving my car than me for the last hour when I did feel a bit sleepy. He goes on to say, look, we've lost millions of people to car accidents around the world over the years, yet it somehow is never part of the discourse around autonomous driving. And he wants to change that. Now, the Mad Money host then, he said that the coverage of accidents involving autonomous cars is not very objective in the media. And even if you're a Tesla skeptic, even if you don't like Tesla, I think that's fair to say. This was especially true if you were to consider that regular traffic accidents, which involve human drivers, happen so frequently that they rarely get reported in media outlets at all. And Cramer went on to say that eventually we're going to get to a point where autonomous driving can simply anticipate things far better than human-driven ones. I think it's true. I think eventually we're going to get to the point where we'll look back and say, remember when people used to drive cars? Wow, insane. Eventually, I think we'll be there. When it will happen, I don't know, but I think we'll get there. He said, Musk has become an evangelist for this kind of technology, and I think we need it because every time there's an autonomous driving accident, the press treats it like it's the end of the freaking world. He didn't say freaking, I did. Even though accidents, fatal accidents, happen with human drivers as well. But those don't even get into the papers anymore. We need Musk to champion this cause. We need others to follow, Cramer said. Now, personally, I think Tesla's work in the autonomous driving field has probably been better than people give it credit for. The reality is I think Tesla just didn't realize how hard it was. Nobody realized how hard it was. It's a very, very difficult thing to actually figure out and work out. Many companies are working on this area. The reason I haven't reported on this channel, many of you have asked me why I haven't talked about autonomous driving. The reality is I've spent more time reading and learning about autonomous driving than I have about anything else, full stop, within the last, say, year. Truthfully, I still don't fully understand it. It's very complex. All the different ways companies are approaching it are very complex. I just don't think I would do it justice without some sort of degree in terms of understanding neural networks and the ways that those things actually work in precise detail. So that's why I'm not going to make a video about it, because I don't believe in making videos about things that I don't 100% understand. Now, honestly, I'm impressed that Jim has shown a bit of balance here. Often he likes to be sensational. I mean, obviously he knows sensationalism sells TV shows. That's the kind of thing people want these days. I like that he's having a bit of balance here. He has criticized Tesla a lot in the past. Maybe he's weighing the scales up a little bit as well. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Bye-bye.